How's it going, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? What's the word? What's the word? I have another discussion video for you guys. Now, today we're going to be talking about the recent situation that's been going down in regards to the not new. These games are definitely not new, but they're new to the Switch. Pokemon has announced that Firered and Leafgreen will be available for purchase on the Nintendo Switch for $19.99, which is $20 rounded off, and it has set the community ablaze. It has divided the community into two sides. I would call the majority are the people who are going to be purchasing the games for $20, and the minority who are against this and would prefer to emulate the games. Now, for me personally, I'll just come right out and say it. I'm in the minority. I don't think you guys should be paying $20 for this game, but I won't do like what I've seen my contemporaries on Twitter do and insult or call the names. It's whatever you want to do, but these games are extremely old, and at first I was probably a bit ignorant. I was like, why would anybody pay $20 for Firered and Leafgreen? These games came out in 2004. Why would anybody pay any substantial amount of funds, even $5 for these games, when you can just emulate? Super easy, you can replay it whenever you want, etc, etc. But as the days went by, I'm not sure when this announcement was made. It should have a date on the tweet, February 20th. So it was announced on Friday, last week Friday. For the past like 3 days, like I said, Twitter has been ablaze with people rage baiting, calling each other names, stuff like that, and it's been a crazy situation to watch. So like I said, I'm in the minority, and it's fine if you don't like emulation. Not everybody is gonna like it. If you have a strong moral compass against it, hey, that's fine. I personally really don't care in that regard. It's so easy, especially during the times we live in, where like before the older games for Pokemon, if you wanted to like buy all the copies, they would run you like something crazy, like $130 or something like that, and it was insane. So it was just a lot easier to emulate, like use your PC and stuff like that. And for what I've seen, a lot of people just aren't into the thought of emulation, which is strange, because like I said, it's super easy to do, especially for a GBA game. It's extremely easy to do, and it doesn't cost anything. So you could do it on your phone, you can do it on your PC. A lot of people do it on their phones. You could do it on your PC. You can even do it on your DS's, your 3DS's, your Switch. A lot of different ways to do it. But the majority are just they seem to just want to purchase the game for $20. And you might say, well, Zulu, how do you know that people would prefer to spend $20 on an old ass Pokemon game? Well, that's because it's #1 in the eShop right now. The game hasn't even dropped, and it's already #1 in the eShop. That's just goes to show you how big these ports are gonna be when they drop. They drop the same time as the Pokemon Present, so I'm assuming there's gonna be a little section of the time in the present dedicated to showing off that these are released, along with some other news that I talked about in a different video if you want to check that out. But yeah, like I said, it was such an eye-opener to see how many people are against emulation and just would prefer to spend the $20 to replay Firered and Leafgreen, especially with the dex problems. The dex problem, what I mean is that in Firered and Leafgreen, so let me start over. Firered and Leafgreen are third generation games, right? So they would follow Ruby, Sapphire, and Emeralds like decks and yes, decks. I was gonna correct myself, but that is true. They follow Ruby, Sapphire, and Emeralds decks and such like that. So an example I saw is that if you try to evolve a Golbat into a Crobat, it won't work until you get the national decks, and that was the same in Emerald, if I'm not mistaken. If you could correct me if I'm wrong, but it's something akin to that. Like if you don't have the national decks, if you catch any Pokemon and let's say that Pokemon has an evolution that's in a different dex, see the Golbat example I just used. If you try to evolve your Golbat, which is a Kanto, into a Crobat, which is a Johtomon, it won't work unless you have the national dex. So if you want a Crobat in your playthrough, you just can't have one until you beat the game, which is insane. Not only that, my boy Central Leaks, he made a video discussing this particular topic, and he was saying that they haven't announced any like online capabilities and such. You wouldn't be able to like trade with your friends. It's only like local, so you have to kind of, you and your buddy have to be within literal walking distance of each other in order to trade and stuff like that, which is insane to me. Like if you're gonna put the game on the Switch, at least update it so that you can use the full capabilities of the technology that we have right now. So I'm honestly just in shock right now because it never dawned on me that so much people were against emulation. Obviously I knew some people were, because like I said, if your moral compass just doesn't skew that way, that's completely fine. I won't say anything about you because of that, but it just didn't dawn on me that so much people would rather spend $20 to play Firered and Leafgreen rather than just emulate. And it just goes to show how strongly the community feels about it, because like I said, these ports are #1 in the eShop. Out of all the games that are in the eShop, these games are #1. These 2004 ass games. It blows my mind when I saw the figures. I was like, what? That's insane, bro. But I'm not really gonna take up too much more of your time. I just wanted to formulate this discussion video. Which side of the community are you on? Do you emulate? Are you gonna give Nintendo $20 to play Firered and Leafgreen? Let me know. I would really love to know you guys' thoughts on this. But yeah, that's about it from me. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it all the way to the end, I have been Zulu. Thank you once again. It really does mean the world to me if you stuck around this long. But yeah, goodbye and good night. Bang. Deuces.